Hello and welcome to Interneting After Dark. If you don't know by now, I'm Amanda.
I'm Shane.
And we're here to give you a closer look inside the making of Interneting with Amanda Hess.
Should we get started?
Okay. So we released a video about the dark side of the male fitness internet, starring Ziz, legendary bodybuilder, may he rest in peace. And I heard from a lot of Ziz's fans, this is what they had to say.
Myron. You Myron, brah? You Myron. Yeah, you Myron. You Myron? So, Amanda?
I just want to say to all of you that I am Myron.
Jessica Haas on YouTube wrote, "This was a waste of a video. How are you going to talk about Ziz and the dark side of men's fitness online without talking about steroids?"
So that's a great point, and it's something that we thought a little bit about while we were making the video. We wanted to be really careful not to draw an association between someone and something that had not been confirmed by the guy himself or by a doctor or the coroner. I think maybe we were a little bit too careful. Like, we could have figured out a way to mention that this is a phenomenon in this space without specifically saying that anyone in particular had used steroids. So that's a great point, and thanks for bringing it up. My favorite comment on this video came from John Paul Sylvester.
Meal 1. Me alone. Me alone.
Beautiful.
In our last batch, we had a video about online mysticism. We got a lot of comments on this video, and a lot of them were just people shouting out their astrological signs. And that Gemini Cancer cusp is Joshua Chance, who also said, "Y'all should do the dark side of this, the Become a Living God website. Those guys are absurd."
We're gonna just show you a clip of the home screen video for this website because it's amazing.
It's really good.
Over the last 2 decades, I have mastered the godlike powers of divination, evocation, soul travel, and energy work. But I'm not special. You can do it too.
Thank you, Joshua Chance, because I had never heard of the Become a Living God website, and it is quite a great rabbit hole to go down. Reese wrote, "I find that people who complain about astrology only have the most superficial knowledge of it and wouldn't know the difference between zodiacal releasing technique and an annual profection."
I do not know the difference between those things, although I did some YouTube investigation to try to find out what they are. I kind of feel like it's a little bit like Scientology though, where like the more you know about it doesn't necessarily mean that you have a better perspective on whether it's a real thing.
These eggs are on fire. Oh.
We have news about jade eggs. So Goop has to pay $145,000 thanks to a consumer protection lawsuit in California that found that the claims that they were making about their vagina eggs were not based in fact. Goop said that its vaginal eggs would increase vaginal muscle tone, hormonal balance, and feminine energy in general. In fact, they do not do those things. So if you bought an egg from Goop, you can get a refund by calling 1-844-WTF, Goop. Should we call it?
Good afternoon, Goop.
We were so unprepared for that.
We made a video about unboxing.
Comment from Jen in San Francisco. "My 7-year-old loves unboxing videos and their kissing cousin, the doll makeover."
This is funny because when I was a kid, the only 2 things I would do with my Barbies was like cut off all of their hair and make them do sex with each other.
Of course.
So it's interesting that the first one of those things has created its own genre. I'm happy with the second one just staying in the playroom. That brings us to my favorite comment I think that has been made about any of the interneting videos ever.
Forgive my terrible Spanish skills. Luis Eliza on Twitter wrote, "El striptease de las cosas," which translates to the striptease of things.
Thank you.
It's fantastic. You won. You won.
Shane, does Wanda ever go into boxes?
Wanda's in her twilight years, I'm sad to say, but she does like boxes. Should we get a word from her? Hi, Wanda.
Hi, Wanda.
Wanda, what do you think about the phenomenon of unboxing videos on the internet?
I don't think she's watching it.
Thanks, Wanda.
Bye.
I love you. What is the best thing you saw on the internet this week?
So the real highlight of my week on the internet is all of the YouTube videos that Shane sends me in the course of making interneting. We've created a little montage of them for you, so please enjoy.
Dad?
Everybody seems so famous.
Johnny, yes, Papa.
I actually have a toe thumb.
Broom, broom.
Anyway, thank you for watching. That's it for this episode. Please tune in next week when we are gonna have a whole episode about YouTube babies.
And as ever, if you have a comment or a question or want to say anything else related to interneting, just leave a comment right here.
Bye.
Internet with Amanda Hess. After Dark.